What's happening, everybody? Don here. What we're going to do is take a look at WP LinkNet and what WP LinkNet does. And it's kind of hard to explain, even though it's such an easy concept. Sometimes it's a little hard to explain in words, but what it does is there's already hundreds of blogs that are on the network. Every time somebody installs this plugin, they become part of the link network. That blog does. And every time somebody leaves a comment, or let's say, for instance, some spammer running Scrapebox or something comes by and leaves a comment, what it does, it changes the author name to a keyword and the website URL that was actually linked from the author name. If you've ever noticed on WordPress blogs, the author name is typically the anchor text that links to a URL. And what happens is with WP LinkNet is it will take the author name, turn it into a keyword, and then also link to one of the sites that's on the network. So, for instance, if somebody else on the network has the plugin installed, when somebody comes and comments on that blog, and let's say your blog is next in line to get a backlink, what will happen is it will go through your keyword list and your URL list, and it'll take one of your keywords that goes with one of your URLs, and it'll change the author name on that remote blog to the keyword that you have in your list of keywords, and it will link back to one of your URLs, thus giving you an anchor text backlink. And it does that on autopilot because we've got so many people out there that are running bots and and even regular people making comments, that it just runs on autopilot, because obviously it's not very hard for people to find your blog. Anybody that's left comments open before knows how quickly they will fill up with comments. And in this case, we want to leave comments open. When you install WP LinkNet, you're going to see this screen right here, which is a license key screen. Actually, you'll see a link up here that says it requires a license key. WP LinkNet requires a license key. And you'll click that, and you'll end up on this screen. Or if you just click WP LinkNet, you'll end up on this screen, and you insert your license key that you receive after you purchase the plugin. And then after you do that, you're going to run down to keywords. You're going to click the keyword section here, and you can start adding your keywords. Now, you put one keyword. You have to add a new keyword for every keyword phrase or keyword that you want to target. So you only put one keyword in here, but you can put multiple URLs in here that are relevant to that keyword. So by default, it'll put your blog name and it'll put your main URL in here. All you do is just take that out and put whatever you want in here. And like I said, you can put multiple URLs. Just make sure they're one URL per line. And after you do that, you can go right back to creating more keywords until you have a bunch of them in here. And at that point, every time somebody leaves a comment on a blog somewhere that's on a network, every time you're up for every time it's your turn to get a backlink on your site, it'll grab one of those keywords and then grab one of the URLs that's in the group for that keyword, and it'll change the author name on that remote site and change the URL so that now you automatically have a backlink to your blog. Now, one of the other things about WP LinkNet is you can go down to feeds, and here you can add RSS feeds, which basically work like an auto blog. What happens is when you install WP LinkNet, it creates a post category called syndicated. And you can rename that if you want, doesn't matter. Just don't delete it and recreate it. You have to leave it there. You can rename the category, just don't actually delete the category. But once it creates that category, if you add RSS feeds in here, you can add them from CNN or an article directory or some other blog that's relevant to your site. But if you go ahead and add those feeds in here, down in settings, you'll be able to set how many posts per day that are created on your blog from those RSS feeds. Now, what's great about this is because that category you can always leave wide open for comments, but if you want to turn the comments off on your main blog, because I know some people run affiliate sites, and like some of the affiliate sites that we have no comments on them, the comment section is completely gone from those templates. But as far as this syndicated section, you can turn it off on the rest of your blog, but then just leave the syndicated section open for comments, and that'll work fine for you, because a lot of people have, the content that they have on their blog, they may not be adding any more content. They may be happy with it because their affiliate site is good, it's already ranking for something, etc., or they have it all set up the way they want it, but they don't want comments to show up on their main content for their blog, especially if it's for some make money online product or some Amazon site, etc. They may not want any comments on there. So that this way, using the auto blog option with the feeds, you can just let that build posts. And like I said, especially if you want to get posts from related blogs that are related to what your site's about, and just let those get all the comments coming in. And that brings us down to settings, and we've got some bad words in here, which this bad word filter, what it does, it actually, when somebody leaves a comment on your blog, it'll strip these words right out of the comment. If it sees any of these words or any words that you actually add to this, it will totally get rid of those and remove them from your blog. That way you don't have all these garbage words on your blog that you definitely don't want, because you don't want to take those negative hits from Google. And this down here, the number of auto posts per day, is what controls the feed. So you've got from 2 to 10 posts that you can do per day from the feeds that you actually add to the feed section. But that's basically it. It's that simple. Once you set it up, it's pretty much set and forget on all the blogs that you do. And the one thing about this is right now it's a one-time fee. There's no monthly on it or anything like that. You pay once, use it on as many blogs as you want, and get all the backlinks that you want for your sites. Your job's done. Now you can sit back and get those different those backlinks from those diverse IPs and diverse domain names from hundreds of different sites, and never have to work with the plugin again after that. Other than we're going to add an update here pretty soon, which is going to add some other features to it. And one of those features is it's going to give you a report that actually shows where your backlinks are being placed. So that's one of the updates that'll be coming up pretty soon. But right now, it's just a set and forget. And then once we do the update, you might want to come in every once in a while and check the report or something like that to see where your links are being placed, and etc. But the more people that buy the plugin, the better the network's going to get, the more backlinks everybody's going to get. So that's what everybody wants. And that's about it.